Oh, my experience in that, it's always trial and error. Everything is a learning lesson. You're constantly learning because media changes all the time.
Yes.
Right now, social media there's 100,000 platforms. There's never one that is just going to take you to the top. Every time we think we master the algorithm of Instagram, they switch it. So now, so
Girl.
now we're like, okay, well, I can't post at 3 a.m. because
Right.
nobody saw my views at 3 a.m. Let me try not. So it's always just learning, being authentic, learning your market, learning the people that do follow you. One thing I will say is that, I think a lot of people get caught up in the numbers.
Yeah.
They get caught up on, this person has 20,000 followers or this person has 100,000 followers. But if they're not authentic, real people that's engaging regularly, it means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the algorithm knows that.
Hello, 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 everybody. It's Annika LaQuette here, the host and creator of Never Gay Denied podcast. Y'all, I got this diva on with me today, okay? I have Rebekah. Hey,
Hey,
girl.
how y'all doing?
Hey, I am doing so good, girl. So, I have done some research on you, and I am in love, and I am so happy for you and all the accomplishments that you have made, okay?
Thank
So,
you.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am, you're welcome. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so I am Rebekah Brumfield. I am from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I just turned a young, fresh 42 a
Period.
couple days ago.
Yes, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sure.
I have a 17-year-old daughter. I'm a single mom. I'm an entrepreneur. I work in a nonprofit space as an engagement and outreach director. I also have done some podcasting, some hosting. I've been on morning radio for a little bit. And most importantly, I'm a woman of God. So, I'm just kind of, that's always my go-to. That's what leads me. That's what guides me. But everything else is just, it's a part of what I was created to do.
Yes, you're definitely right. So, yes, I love it. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. So, yes, okay. So, you have a quote on your social media that I love,
Mhm.
and it says, "What's for you is for you." I'm sorry, let me repeat that. What's for me is for me. What ain't is for another saint. Okay. So,
Right.
yeah, right. So, tell me how that quote relates to you personally.
Oh my gosh. It relates to me because, there's periods and times where just as humans, we take on other people's stuff.
Right.
We listen, we try to problem solve, we try to help people navigate whatever it is that they're going through. And at the end of the day, when you get to the bottom or to the core of what it is that the problem is, you realize it's that person and
Mm-hmm.
it's not really something that you should be handling or tackling because you're not capable or don't have the capacity to do it.
Right.
And so I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? What's for me is for me, and what ain't is for another thing. So I can't worry about what someone else has going on their plate when I have things that I need to sort out and work on my own plate.
Yes. Okay. I completely understand that. And I be telling people, like, sometimes you have to focus on you, and
Yeah.
what's for you is for you. That's my new season that I'm going into now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, have fun.
Okay.
Yeah, have fun. Don't take life too seriously because I'm a serious person. Okay. But I
Yes.
have to take
Yes.
life, just a little easier. And what's for me is for me.
Hmm.
What ain't, it ain't. So I agree. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it.
Yes. So you're the owner of Ophelia's Creole Razzle Dazzle seasoning. Come on, I like that name.
Yes.
Yes. So what inspired you to create that collection?
Oh my gosh. So I love to cook. My family for generations on both sides are from New Orleans, Louisiana. And so we cook. That's just what we do. That's what, like, we plan meals while we're eating meals, you
Okay.
know? So,
Yeah.
so cooking and just being in like the Creole culture and growing up, it's just in me. And so, some years ago, I don't know if you're familiar with Clubhouse. You probably are.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
Clubhouse, that platform, I met some friends from different parts of the country, and so I would cook because I was working from home at the time. So I'd be cooking, and they're like, "Well, Becca,
Right.
what you cooking?" And I would tell them, and they would ask me like, the different seasonings and different things that I was using, and so I would just kind of share that with them. And so one day I just had the idea to just bottle what I'm using as my seasoning blends
Okay.
and ship it out to them so they can try it. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, like this is amazing." So I said, "Really?" I said,
Okay.
"You just hyping me up and you gassing me up." And they were like, "No." And so it became where they were like, how can I buy more? Like, are you making this into a brand, a business or something? Because we really want to support it. And so from there, I was like, okay. So I got into, business mode where I'm like, okay, well, first, let me do my LLC.
Right,
Let me
right.
do all of the steps I need to do so I can make sure this is 100% legit on the roll. Started looking up my vendors as far as like my bottling, my labels. A lot of it was trial and error.
Yes.
But just coming up with my different blends, what's the best ingredient blend, if it's granulated, if it's, fine powder, just different things like that. Until I just came up with like what I have now, which is just my proprietary blend. And it's been about 3 years now.
What? Okay. Look at you. You see what
Hmm.
works for you and what doesn't, and then you just like trial and error. That's good.
Yes.
And see, a lot of
Yes.
people quit at the trial and error stage because it's like, it's not working. I don't like it. But you
Hmm.
said, I'm going to keep
Hmm.
going. And you did it. And now you got 3 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And with cooking, it's all about your love. You can have all of the seasonings in the world,
Right.
but it's all about, your love for it. And, I like I'll have on my labels made with love, which is true.
Yep. You're right about that. That's good. So, your lifestyle brand, and I hope I'm saying this right, JeanEllen, is that correct?
Hmm.
All right,
Hmm.
yes,
Correct.
JeanEllen Home and Lifestyle Collection combines elegance and authenticity. So, what's your
Yes.
story behind that?
So JeanEllen, it's two of my grandmothers. So there's Willie Jean and then there's Gloria Ellen. I just took their names, their middle names, and just kind of combined them. And interestingly, I had that name in mind like in 2018.
Okay.
It was just like I had a name and I don't know why. It was
Right.
just there. And it was just like if I ever had a business, I would use that name. Don't know why. Fast forward to 2020. The world is now shut down because of the pandemic, because of COVID.
Hmm.
And so at the time, I started product reviewing. So I
Okay.
was doing like a lot of, just small things, candles and bath salts and, just stuff people had. And so from there, I started to create my own brand because I'm like, well, all of this stuff that I'm reviewing for other people, I like myself. So I
Right.
can just create my own. And so from there, I created the JeanEllen Home and Lifestyle Collection, and I've added a lipstick line, my seasoning line. There's other things that I have that I want to do, but I want to master the things that I have first before I start adding on more, because
Hmm.
I don't want to have all of these products and all of these different things going and not able to execute with excellence.
Right.
So that's where the JeanEllen Home and Lifestyle brand comes. I'm a foodie. Like I said,
Hmm.
I love foodie. I
Me too.
love trying new restaurants, new bars, and so the lifestyle part is just me, authentically who I am, like every day. So what you see online is what you see in person. I try my absolute best to always be as authentic as
Yeah.
possible. And I think with social media, a lot of people get lost in who they think they are
Come on now.
online and not who
Yes.
they really are.
Right.
And so the thing about it is that here in Baton Rouge, I've lived here a combined of like 30 years. So people that know you know how you are, how you interact, if you're a good person, if you're a trash person, like
Right.
whatever, so it's like be who you are as authentically as possible.
You're right about that. I like that. Yes, ma'am. So, how has your experience as a media consultant shaped the way you market and tell your story
Mhm.
about your own brand?
Oh, my experience in that, it's always trial and error.
Yeah.
Everything is a learning lesson. You're constantly learning because media changes all the time.
Yes.
Right now, social media there's 100,000 platforms. There's never one that is just going to take you to the top. Every time we think we master the algorithm of Instagram, they switch it. So now, so
Girl.
now we're like, okay, well, I can't post at 3 a.m. because
Right.
nobody saw my views at 3 a.m. Let me try not. So it's always just learning, being authentic, learning your market, learning the people that do follow you. One thing I will say is that, I think a lot of people get caught up in the numbers.
Yeah.
They get caught up on, this person has 20,000 followers or this person has 100,000 followers. But if they're not authentic, real people that's engaging regularly, it means nothing.
Mhm.
And the algorithm knows that.
Yes.
I have a friend that has like 50,000 followers, and she'll post something and get maybe 4 likes
Oh,
in one
wow.
comment.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, girl, like we know what you did now. We know you bought them people. Like,
Right.
come on. So with that, I'm just telling people be as authentic as possible. Like if you have something that you want to promote or something that is an awareness that you need people to see, tell it from your point of view. People like real people.
Yes.
right? They like to know that, oh, this I saw this lady at the grocery store the other day. That's Rebekah, and she does da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
That's more realistic, and that connects people to believe what it is that you're selling or doing or saying,
Right.
right? And so I'm always having my clients to reevaluate what is their angle, what is your end goal. Is it to sell products or is it to make people know who you are? So then that's where we have to start with the basic of what is your direction. And so from there, that's when you start to layer it, but don't do all of the extra fluff. Like you have a
Yep.
lot of people that start doing silly stuff. Nowadays
Yeah.
posting karaoke in the car and all, like, come on, if that's not a part of who you are just regularly, like that's just not what you do, don't do it because it's not going to come across like the real you. It's going to come across like, oh, you just trying to get my attention.
Right. And you're right, for real. I tell people that as well. Yeah, be authentically you, have fun,
Yes.
okay? Because,
Mhm.
yeah, like I said, I'm in that season of I'm having fun. I need to stop taking life so seriously when it comes to social media.
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
noticed, like, when you just, like, post something regular, like, you could post chicken wings and say, yeah, I had some good chicken wings. And then it goes
Mhm.
viral, blow up. But
Exactly.
then
Exactly.
you turn around and have, like, a planned show. Like, you say, okay, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it that way.
Yeah.
It don't get the
Yeah.
views that you want. So it's like, and then sometimes the plan do work, and then sometimes the
Yes.
random don't. So you have to like
Mhm.
pick and choose which one is good, and also just do your research and just have fun.
And you just have to go with it. Just throw it out there and just see what sticks. If, like I said, if you're getting a lot of hits off of things like posting about your family
Mm-hmm.
or posting about, your dog or your job or something like that, then maybe that's the lane you might need to stick with. Just focusing on that and then kind of seeing how you can maneuver other segments into that. That's how you grow. But when you're just all over the place and you posting all of this stuff, but you're not consistent, that throws it off as well.
Yeah, consistency is key. I completely understand.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. So you wear like a lot of hats. Like you're a mom, an entrepreneur, media consultant. You all in the media, girl. So like,
Uh-huh.
how do you balance that and stay motivated?
Oh, I will take a hard pause. Like I will stop. I'll take a nap. I will not do anything for a couple of days. As content creators, we always have content. We
Yes.
always have something stored up in our phones, whether it was last week, last night, or 4 years ago. We
Mm-hmm.
always just have something, right?
Yep.
And so there are moments where I feel like I should post something, so I'll just go find something random,
Right.
right? And then there are moments where I'm like, I just need to be quiet for a little bit. I just need to reset. I just need to reset my brain. Like, let me just decompress because at the end of the day, you have to be your own advocate and have self care for yourself
Right.
and not worry about what everybody else is expecting of you. Because if you're not delivering in excellence and you're not putting out your best product out there, all they're gonna do is talk about you. Like, oh, her
Mm-hmm.
hair was a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all saw her eyebrows. And so it's just certain things that you have to. People say they don't care, but you really do
Yeah.
care
You
what
do.
people say and what they
Mm-hmm.
think. And so when you're not showing up as your best, like just stop. Just give yourself a break. Give yourself some grace. Go outside, regroup, find something new to be inspired by. I do a lot of YouTube research where I'm just watching other content creators, other foodies,
Yeah.
TV shows, podcasts, and I'm looking at what they're doing, how they're maneuvering, and is that something that's a comfortable fit for me? Is that something I can add to my toolkit of when I'm developing something that I want to do for social media? And then, like I said, take a nap. I'm 42 now.
Okay.
Auntie
Good
gets
night.
tired. Auntie wants to take a nap. Auntie is in the house. She is bundled up, feet rubbing together
Mm-hmm.
by 9 o'clock so I can watch Law and Order.
Right.
So, you have to prioritize what is worth it. Like, is it worth going out, hanging out, to get content, or is it best just being your home at peace and giving yourself that time to relax and regroup?
Yeah. You're right. I completely understand, and I love that. Self care is the best care for real because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you gotta take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. So yeah,
Absolutely.
and if you're
Absolutely.
drained, everything else gonna just like fall over. So yes,
Yes.
I completely understand.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. So okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Business wise, love wise, children wise, whatever that you feel like. Where do you
Okay.
see yourself in 5 years?
Oh my gosh. Well, business wise, in 5 years, I see myself with a full operation, with my seasoning, where I have like a full warehouse, just autopilot. I'm just going in to do quality checks and
Right.
little stuff like that. With my lipstick line, the same thing. With my media business, definitely having the clients that I have now, but adding to that roster and really being like another powerhouse media exec
Right.
that's just like okay the go-to for the culture. Children wise, I have a 17-year-old, so in 5 years she should be about to graduate from college
Yeah.
or have graduated from
Yeah.
college, right?
Hmm.
Love wise, of course, married, to the love of my life
Yeah.
and happy traveling, just living our best lives, living the lives that God designed us for each other for, and just living the life that God created me to have and to live. And, the thing about it is I have to be obedient in all seasons, whether I'm happy, sad, up, down, whatever. I have to be obedient and just trust the plan and just know that the prayers that I prayed, last year, 10 years ago, whenever he's going to honor them because he's honored prayers before. So I just have to stay the course and not get distracted and not look at what everyone else has and what everyone else is doing
Yeah.
because their race is not my race.
Yes, I understand that. And see, I'm gonna sneak another question in for you because you say you're
Okay.
married and you have your daughter as well. So, okay, with that being said, since you do have all these businesses and you're always in the media, like, how do you balance like that relationship with your man and then and your child, like, because of you busy and
So
yeah,
I'm not married
you know.
at the moment,
Okay.
but in five
Oh,
years,
5 years.
I
Okay. Okay.
I
Yes.
would plan.
Matter of fact, you know what? You're a wife before you're a wife. I've been trying to tell people that. Okay. So,
Come
yeah.
on, come on,
Yes.
come on. But with that, fortunately, I'm in a relationship with someone who understands media and marketing and understands that, sometimes you have to put content out there. You have to be visible in order for people to know who you are. Um, there are moments where it's almost like I feel like, okay, maybe I don't need to post, that we're doing this
Okay.
because some things, it's almost like when you find that restaurant that hit every time, and you're like,
Uh-huh.
hey, this is my favorite place, and then you're like, I don't want to post it because I don't want everybody coming and then go.
Okay.
It's almost kind of like that, but then it gets to the point where it's like, but if I don't post this restaurant or if I'm not showcasing this restaurant, I kind of, it's
Yeah.
a 50-50 thing. But he's really great about that. We like to venture together, meaning like restaurants and bars and stuff like that. Those are things that connect us, and we enjoy doing that together. And so that part has been easy. Some of it kind of has these little moments where people are like, "Hey," and you like, well, "How you know them?" I
Right.
don't, it just has those moments
Yeah.
and it has those ebbs and flows, but outside of all of that, the biggest thing is communication. For me, even right now in this moment, there's a slight little hiccup, and it's about communication.
Hmm.
Expressing how you feel
Yeah.
and being okay with saying, "Babe, look, this made me feel like this,
Hmm.
and I didn't appreciate this, this, and this." And that person also being open minded to receive the fact that you're sharing with them how something made you feel instead of letting it fester. Because I'm that person,
Ooh,
I will hold on to something,
girl.
and when you push that button, everything is coming
Like,
up and out. And so now I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I want to start addressing something when it happens, or at least giving myself enough time to digest it and really process how it made me feel before I overreact. And so, again, even if you are the receiver of someone telling you something upsets them or whatever, you can't go in defensive. You
right.
have to listen. You have to make a decision to hear what they said, digest it, and make a vow to do better and move forward, or just decide, you know what, maybe we just disagree on it. And it's unfortunate that you feel that way, and I don't want to hurt you, but
Yeah.
I disagree in this moment.
Yeah. Girl, you know what? I'm gonna have a panel coming up, and I'm gonna need you to come on. Come on and talk. Because I'm gonna have a
Okay.
battle of the sexes panel. It's gonna be women and men. And the advice you just gave, I'm gonna need you on that.
Sign me
I'm
up.
gonna need you on
Yes.
that. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about that later. So yes.
hmm
Okay. So New Orleans culture seems to be like very important to you. You're from there. You live there.
hmm
Okay. So how do you infuse that culture like with your business and like your everyday life?
Okay, so I was born in New Orleans. I'm a PK, I'm a preacher's kid.
Okay.
And so I moved around a good little bit while I was younger. And so I've lived in Mississippi, I've lived in Indiana. My parents currently live in Michigan. So I have friends all across the United States and in other parts of the world. right? And so with my businesses, because people want to support me because I support them, or
Right.
just they genuinely like me, or whatever the case is, it's easy for me to tap into other markets, other networks. Everyone loves New Orleans, right?
Yes.
Like everybody, it doesn't even matter who you are, they just love
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans. So it's easy when you're saying, oh, I have this Creole spice, and they know that you're from New Orleans,
Yeah.
your family's from New Orleans, and this is authentically who you are. It's not a hard sell,
Okay.
right? Um, and because people outside of this area want that different flavor
Mm-hmm.
in their food and whatever, just because everybody loves New Orleans,
Right.
it's just easier to be like, hey, I have this for sale, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, and it just adds an extra flair, whatever, whatever. And so it's never, like I said, it's never a hard sell when it comes to anything that is New Orleans related, because everybody wants something or wants to feel connected to the culture, whether it's music, fashion, just our festivals, just whatever it is. People just want to be a part.
Yeah, you're right. I love that. And y'all all about the culture, like through and through. Okay. And I
All
love
about the
that.
culture.
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
love that.
And even with that, though, a lot of times people are like, oh, you don't sound like you're from New Orleans. And
Mm-mm.
I'm like, well, here's the thing. Some of the people that you follow on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, they overdoing it.
Oh,
They
okay.
they trying to get you lured in,
Mm-hmm.
which is a great marketing tactic.
It is.
That's a part of their brand. That's how they're luring you in. That's how they're getting these viewers, because people are drawn by the accent. They're drawn by the culture, right?
Oh,
And so here more recently with this newer generation, the younger generation, they don't have that same heavy New Orleans dialect. And
mm-hmm.
so everyone kind of starts to sound the same, like with bro and everything. It's like, where you from?
Right.
So you from California? No, I'm not from California, I'm from New Orleans. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that is starting to fade away a bit. But like I said, I think that, the influencers and people that are being followed and watched, they add extra sauce on that
Yeah.
that New Orleans accent. Because let me tell you, baby, I can add it on there too. Okay.
Yeah. See, it come out sometimes. I can hear it a little bit when you're talking, just a little bit.
uh,
Like people say, like I talk country because I'm from South Carolina. I hate when people do that. But I try not to do it. But if I need to, I'm gonna get country.
oh, absolutely. Oh, don't get me mad, because once I get mad, then I'm running.
It's
So.
over. Yes, ma'am. So, like, do you have any upcoming projects that you're working on, or anything exciting that you want to announce?
The only projects that I have coming up right now, I'm relaunching my lipstick brand. I was able to find a new manufacturer
Mhm.
and get that going. So that should be shipped out soon and in the works and on the website soon. I'm just excited about what's coming next in my life. Just all over, just, financially, business wise, personally, relationship wise, just different things in my life that I'm really excited about. And like I said before, I am a true believer, and I do believe, and I know that God hears my prayers. Sometimes we're just not ready
Mhm.
to get it at that moment, and we have to wait, but we also have to do the work to show God that I'm serious about this. I'm not just praying just to feel obligated to pray, but I'm
Right.
actually putting in the work, because faith without works is dead. And
Come on
so
now.
I'm just excited about what I have coming up and whatever may come in the future.
Okay, that's good. And lastly, give yourself a shout out where people can buy your seasonings and also follow you on
Yes.
social media.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can follow me on all social media. That's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's Facebook, that's LinkedIn, at Rebekah E. Brumfield. You can follow me on Instagram at Rebekah with a K, as well as JeanEllen Collection. Or you could just simply Google my name, Rebekah E. Brumfield. Everything will pop up. You can find me there. The seasoning is on my webpage at RebekahEBrumfield.com, or you can click on my Instagram shop. It is there as well.
Yes, I'm so happy for you, girl. Thank you so, so much for coming on Never Gave Denied podcast today.
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. I love it. It's super dope. Like I like people that like asking questions,
Yeah,
that do their
yeah.
research, that's just like engaging and it's
Hmm.
flowing. So this is really dope. So good for you, sis. I love this.
Thank you so much. And remember, yes, life was delayed, but it never gave denied. I'm your host, Annika Laquette, and you just listened to Never Gave Denied podcast. Bye.